name's Bronwen.
And I'm Elliot.
And we live in Amman, Jordan, where I teach Kindermusik to lots of expatriate and Jordanian families here in the city of Amman. This is my home studio, and from here we're going to give you a little activity that you can do at home. It's a fun activity for all different ages and supports brain development and your child's development in many different ways depending on how old they are. So since my babies are no longer babies, we're going to use some little tools to help us. Ollie's going to help us to start. Ollie and Snowy are going to be our model babies. So when you're looking at little activities like this for your infant, you want to think about helping them to do repetitive movements. These repetitive movements actually directly strengthen the neural connections in your baby's brain. So the more they do these repetitive movements, the more they become automated. We also, whenever we give pressure on different parts of your baby's body, we're telling them where that part of their body is, and that's supporting their proprioceptive sense. So if we're pushing on little feet, we're saying these are your feet, here they are, and it's helping the body to recognise where the feet are. And the other thing to think about is crossing across the midline. We want to try to find ways to cross across the midline. This is supporting the corpus callosum, that bridge between the two hemispheres of the brain. So we're going to think about all those different things as we do this steady beat movement activity with the babies. It goes like this. So we'll do arms across to start. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our arms. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our arms. Just giving a nice big squeeze as we go across there. And you can find rhythm in the hips and just roll back and forth. If you have an older infant, they might roll straight over. Obviously, best to do this on the floor or on the changing table. We're going to find the rhythm in our hips. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our hips. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our hips. And this is one of my favourite ways to go across the body, to make that connection between the two sides of the body and two sides of the brain. And it's actually engaging both sides of the brain when we do these activities. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our toes. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our toes. When we do crossing activities, we always want to do the other side too. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our toes. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our toes. Now you can find lots of different ways to do this activity with rhythm. You can find rhythm in legs and play peekaboo. You can find rhythm in knees with bicycling of the legs. Rhythm in the hands by helping your baby to clap. So lots and lots of different things that we can do with this activity with an infant. We're going to put Snowy and Ollie aside for now. We're going to think about how we can support language development and body awareness with young toddlers. So you can just use your hands either by modelling with your child. You can find your own knees and they can find their own knees. Let's find our knees. If you prefer, or another way you can do that is actually to find your child's knees for them. These are your knees, here they are. Look, let's say knees together. So we're going to now find the rhythm in our knees, just with a nice steady beat on our knees. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our knees. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our knees. You can still incorporate ways to cross across the body. Elbows are great. We can find our elbows. We have to cross across that body to find our opposite elbows. So let's find the rhythm in our elbows. Tap, tap, tap. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our elbows. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our elbows. And you can see Elliot is crossing alternating arms. And he's 8 and well able to do that activity. Obviously with the little ones, we're just going to stick to one side at a time. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our elbows. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our elbows. We can find lots of different body parts by doing that, even facial body parts. Let's do one more. Let's find the rhythm in our heads. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our heads. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our heads. Now we can obviously use instruments to play this game as well. Now since it's seasonal, we're going to, we've just made some homemade egg shakers with plastic eggs. Now we've got pasta, mine for the pasta, Ellie's have rice and what did we put inside? Popcorn, yes, it's popping corn. So lots of different things you can do. Don't forget to put sellotape around to make sure that your baby or your young child doesn't work out how to open it up. And they're a fun shaker to use at home. So we can use the same activity with our instruments. Let's find our tummy this time. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our tummies. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our tummies. Let's find our toes this time. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our toes. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our toes. And you can see how Elliot all by himself is actually upscaling the activity and making it a cross-lateral movement, and something that he does in PE class at school as well. So we're finding interesting ways to make it a little bit more challenging if you've also got your older children joining in this activity today. So we can make this a fun dance. We can also use it to support preschoolers. I'm going up in the ages, we're looking at preschoolers now. Preschoolers sequencing skills. So you might like to add body parts and keep using the same body parts and add to them, and we're just supporting their sequencing skills through doing that. So let's start up on our heads. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our heads. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our heads. And our shoulders, Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our shoulders. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our shoulders. Now let's get the rhythm in our heads. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our heads. Let's find our hips, and then we're going to do hips, shoulders, heads. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our hips. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our hips. Now let's get the rhythm in our shoulders. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our shoulders. Now let's get the rhythm in our heads. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our heads. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our knees. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our knees. Now let's get the rhythm in our hips. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our hips. Now let's get the rhythm in our shoulders. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our shoulders. Now let's get the rhythm in our heads. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our heads. Let's do one more. We're going to start from our toes. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our toes. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our toes. Now let's get the rhythm in our knees. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our knees. Now let's get the rhythm in our hips. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our hips. Now let's get the rhythm in our shoulders. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our shoulders. Now let's get the rhythm in our heads. Now we've got the rhythm in our heads. And I have one final idea for another way that you can use this activity at home. And that is just to think about body isolation. So we might isolate our knees or isolate our toes. We might just wiggle those little toes, isolate those toes. And even with a baby you can do this, just touching and isolating different body parts. We might just think about moving one part of our body. So let's do that one more time, and we're going to think about different ways we can use our body. So let's wiggle our knees. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our knees. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our knees. And we might find our hips and wiggle them side to side. Dr. Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our hips. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our hips. What about our elbows? Let's see if we can wiggle just our elbows. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our elbows. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our elbows. Our noses, who can twitch their nose like a little Easter bunny? Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our nose. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our nose. And our tongue, lovely one for babies and for older children. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our tongue. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our tongue. There you go. So Knickerbocker is a really fun game to play at home, and you can always up the energy. I know lots of us are at home and aren't able to go outside. Well, many of us don't have backyards even to spend outside. So you might like to find rhythm in the feet like this. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our feet. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our feet. You might like to get the rhythm in your whole body. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our whole body. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our whole body. Let's do one more. Dr. Knickerbocker, Knickerbocker number 1. She ran out the door to have some fun. Now let's get the rhythm in our whole bodies. Yes, we've got the rhythm in our whole bodies. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a look for the new Kindermusik app. If you haven't already downloaded it, it's a fantastic new app which you can use with your children as we're home during this time. And please keep looking back to Kindermusik International to see some more of our activities and ideas as we celebrate the Week of the Young Child.